Little pop-up kick, and Britton Covey's second game of the season gets hit hard. After crossing the 30, Del'Shawn Phillips got him in a return.
To establish the running game and get it going, and it's a broken record for these Eagles. It's what they'd like to be able to do each and every week.
That was Barkley in motion. Hurts can't find anywhere to go with it until now. He's got Brown downfield. Off his hands and incomplete. They had a chance for tonight. With
great protection, as you see Jalen Hurts, he has all day in the pocket, and it's just A.J. Brown. He's just trying to give his quarterback a place to go with the football. He ran the original route, ball didn't come out, everybody was covered up, and they had it.
Barkley gets it, nowhere to go. He got a yard, that's it. And we'll take a look at this Eagles offensive lineup. Their offensive line is without future Hall of Fame tackle Lane Johnson. And they've been dealing with injuries on the inside, but they're all playing. Dickerson, Juergens, and Steen. The backs and receivers good on the outside. And now facing it for his play calling. What does he have on 3rd and long? Quick throw, Goddard. The catch and the first down. Eagles get the fresh set of downs on a gain of 9. They needed 9. Deion Henley on the stop.
Yeah, that's the first drive and not go 3 and out after the missed opportunity on the first play. And Dallas Goedert does an excellent job just coming off the ball, free release, and giving his quarterback a place to go with the football.
Here's Barkley, not much there. 31%, that's their 3 and out percentage. That's the highest in the league on offense for the Eagles. The defense trying to slow front. The linebackers highlighted by Tui Pelotu and Khalil Mack. And the all-world safety Derwin James on the back end. He plays everywhere. Bigsby in the ball game. Hurts out to his left, able to complete it to Jahan Dotson. 3rd down coming up.
The throws that you've got to be willing to take. You're going to get a lot of those, and you've got to take them. Now, going back to that 3rd down conversion, you come in here on the road, you've lost 2 in a row, you're struggling, you're trying to find yourselves offensively. Man, it would have been demoralizing to go 3 and out to open up this ball game. So that's big. This is another one here. They feel if they can force you to have about 3 or 4 of them in a drive, they're going to stop you in one of them.
3rd down and 4. Good protection again. Time runs out. Down goes Hurts. Odafe Owe got him. And a loss of 9. It's 4th down and sack.
Pass rushers like they have. He had one open guy on the top. And
Braden Mann will punt it. Low snap. End over end kick. Actually hit a spiral, and he hit it too good. Drove it into the end zone, and it'll be the opening possession for this Chargers offense. And Justin Herbert starting at their 20. Just underway. Has taped up that black pad on the back of his left hand. See his numbers for the year. He had surgery on Monday. He's been dealing with the swelling, and he will start this night in the shotgun. Taking snaps under center. Could be an issue tonight. He hands to Vidal. Gets 3.
I had a chance to talk to Justin Herbert down on the field before the game and asked him that very thing as to whether or not he thought he would be able to take snaps from under center, and it was really more of a pain tolerance, and he wasn't quite sure, and that's what he was trying to figure out there in the pregame. Now it's not an offense that has been comparing him to other teams around the league, but the play action game when they were under center was a big part of it, and that obviously will get lost. But they go to the pistol formation, which brings back some of those run plays.
And a quick throw. It is through the hands of Quentin Johnston on the outside with Adoree Jackson in coverage. And it'll be 3rd down and 7. On that last play, Troy, we saw Omarion Hampton in the backfield. We'll see a lot of him. There's number 8 in the background, the rookie from North Carolina. And this one, Johnston couldn't make the catch.
It's a good week for him to come in, the rookie, and he's an explosive guy. And so when you're going to be leaning on the run game even more than what you typically do, it's good to have him back in the fold.
Vidal back in the backfield on 3rd down, and Herbert is going to drop it to him. big play. Vidal in a foot race. Zach Bond knocks him out. Former 6th-round pick from Troy making his 8th start tonight, and Vidal goes 60.
Well, he's looking for Ladd McConkey, but he collides then with Zach Bond, and as Herbert feels like his clock is running out, he does an excellent job of finding Vidal, come out of the backfield across his vision and get him the football. There's a look at McConkey, number 15. He was wanting to go with the ball, but just a great job of knowing where his outlet was to Vidal.
And there's Herbert under center. He tosses to Hampton, a lot of room, left side. Sets up 1st and goal. So they get the 60-yard catch and run by Kamani Vidal. His longest touch in his 2-year career, had a 50-week in their win over the Raiders, and then they go back to Hampton. He gets 11 in his 1st and goal from the 6.
Yeah, pretty nice when you're able to bring in the fullback. At least he's listed on the flip card as a fullback. He's really more offensive lineman. Scott Madlock, number 44, he's almost 300 pounds, and he was over there on the edge, which kind of sealed it for that run.
Under center, no problem so far. Hampton cuts back and takes it inside the 5. Nolan Smith.
Going to look a lot like it did in the second half last week in that win against the Raiders, and a lot of shotgun and trying to protect him as best they can and run the football. And we all know that with Greg Roman and Jim Harbaugh, that's what they prefer to do anyway. The good news for the Chargers is they get Omarion Hampton back. He's missed the last 7 games. He did a lot of good things. He's very explosive, and they're going up against this Eagles defense that had a tough day stopping the run last week in their loss to the Chicago Bears. So they're going to exploit that and see what they can get going.
Now for more detail on what Justin Herbert is doing to protect that hand, we go down to Laura Rutledge.
Well, Joe, I've highlighted on my left hand where the break is for Justin Herbert. It's right under the knuckle of the 3rd finger on his hand. And when he had that surgery you mentioned, they were able to stabilize the fracture with a plate and a number of screws. You can see that protective brace on the backside of his hand. That's extremely important to keep it as stable as possible tonight. And this is what's called a buddy splint between the 3rd and 4th finger, keeping those fingers intact and making sure that the 3rd finger doesn't move. You see him taking a step under center there, and you can see he's able to do it, but also making sure that that left hand is a little further back, bracing for impact. Joe will keep an eye on it all night long.
Yeah, it's not only that, but then how does he protect himself and protect that hand when he gets hit? Let's talk about the Eagles. They are the Super Bowl champions, the reigning Super Bowl champions. They're 8-4, but there's been a lot of a conversation about how their offense has looked here in 2025. And one thing we know, they are not lining up and running the football over people here this season.
Well, when you talk to them, you hear every player say, we haven't found our identity yet. And here they are going into the 13th game of the season. It's hard to believe because over the years, we've all known what their identity has been. It's been about being able to run the football, and yet they've not been able to get that going. Certainly not at the level they were to last year, and that's understandable. Saquon Barkley had a lot of big runs. He hasn't had those this year. He's going to try to run the ball. There's no doubt about that, but they're going up against a Chargers defense that simply does not give up big plays. And so the approach for the Eagles is going to have to be methodical, and that's a game they just have not excelled at yet this year.
You saw the Eagles take the field. There are a lot of Eagles fans in attendance here tonight. We're going to send it down to Lisa Salters and give you a performance above. It's brought to you by Jersey Mike's and Lisa, Week 14.